All right, let's take a look at what we did last time. We created this player input system here in this script. If we double click it, you can see we set up a action map that we called movement. And we have this action called move, which is a 2D vector. And we use this pre-programmed element that we added, which was just added the up, down, left, right. And each one of these is mapped to a vector 2D. And we created a player here, and we created this player movement script, which allowed our player to be moved around. So now we're going to take a look at how we can create some animations. Let's start with the walk animation. Okay, and there's also a couple ways that we're going to, or that we can create our animation. I can click this create button here to create an animation. Now notice I have the player in my scene selected. Another way of doing this is instead of hitting create and then dragging in a bunch of images into the timeline, we can also do something like this where we go to our art folder and we select our player here. And if you look at this and we expand it, you can see that we have all of those animations. And I think we talked about this a little bit a few videos ago, but we have like our walk down here and then our walk left. So what we can do is I can hold shift and select all of these. And if I drag them into my hierarchy, it's going to prompt me to save this as an animation. So I'm going to go into this art folder and under playable character here or player, I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this animation. And inside of this is just going to be my walk down. And I'm going to hit save. Now what you'll notice is, let's go ahead and hide this for a second. If I press play, it's super fast. Now there's a couple ways that we can do this. We can go in here, we could drag these out. We could start playing with the speed of these. So let's say we want this walk to be 1 second long. So we kind of break these up a little bit like this. And now when we play it, you can see you have to tweak that timing. Alternatively, let's kind of put all those together. You want to look for this little 3 dots here, and you want to turn on show sample rate, and that'll show your sample rate here. So now when I press play, you can see it's pretty quick. If I take this down to maybe 6 frames a second, you can see, there we go. He moves much slower. So it's another way of kind of slowing down your animation. Here's 4 frames. You can see he moves even slower that way. So that's one way of doing it. And then once you're happy with it, you can just click on this walk down here. And actually, I think that just saves it. Let me hit Control S inside of here and press play. And like I said, alternatively, here, let's bring this guy back for a second. And we're going to add all of those animations to our player character. So here's our player. And so I'll show you another way of doing it. If I hit create clip here, and I can do, see that's just walk left. I can just select this and then make it walk left. And honestly, we should name this like player underscore walk left because we need to identify our different characters. And then here's that frame. So I can grab these walk left animations here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just drag them in here. So this is the other way of doing it. You can see our samples are set to 60 here. So if I press play, that's super quick. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do all of them this way, but I just wanted to show you a couple different methods. And I do like that 4 frames per second. So if I press 4 here, that's kind of nice. So I'll hit Control S on this. And let's go ahead and create a new clip. Just showing you another way to do it. And then we'll do the walk down here. But I'll rename this player underscore walk down. And then I'll just save over that one. Yes, I want to replace it. Just grabbing these 4, dropping them in there. 4 frames a second. Control S. And now what's nice is, as long as I have this player selected, I can actually, in this animation folder, I can go in here and I can just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to, oh, it looks like I have a walk down already. I can select walk down. And let's select our player here. I can select walk down, press play, walk left. And I'm going to go ahead and just accelerate the whole process. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make the other two clips and just do it in a really quick way. All right, so that was sped up how I created all of that. So now let's take a look one last time. Let's double check these animations. Here's our walk down, walk left, walk right, and walk up. Oops. That's the next thing I wanted to show you. Now you might be wondering, well, where did all of these animations go? Like, how does it know how to move that? If you click over to the next tab that we created, which is our animator, which we'll get into a little bit later, most likely in the next video, you can see here when I press play in my game now, it's looping on walk left. If I right click, I can do set as layer default state. I can right here set as layer default state. So this is called an animator or state machine or mech animation that you'll hear it called. But these animations are all getting fed into this original player, and it automatically created this animator component for us, and it plugged that player controller, which is here, which is all these animations, directly into this model. Now, if that didn't happen for some reason for you, where this didn't automatically get loaded in, the way you're going to do that is you're going to hit add component, and you're going to type in animator here, and you're going to add an animator component. It already has one on here, but let's go ahead and remove it just so I could show you how to set that up. So animator. And then inside of here, I already have this player. So I'm going to go ahead and rename this player underscore animator. And that's what this is. You can see if I select it here. And I'm just going to drag this into this controller option here. And I'm going to hit Control S. Now, if you don't have an animator component here, you can right click in here. You can go to create. And then let's say create. And we're looking for this guy right here, which is our animator controller. Just name it player animator. And then you want to lock this here, and you want to drag all of these animations that we created. This one might be a repeat, so I'm going to delete that. So I'm going to select these, and you can dump them inside of there. And then this one, so this is a new animation controller. You would just feed this inside of here. And we know this is, if I press play here, here's our new animator controller. Then you could go in there and just play around, set layer default state. But I'm going to go ahead and just delete this. I'm going to use the player animator that it created for us. Pretty much the same thing. All right, that's it for this video.